Every premises in the country that wishes to sell alcohol requires a premises license. Now that could be a pub, it could be a shop, it could be a warehouse, it could be, in many occasions, people's private residence. And to do that is an application process through the council where that business is situated. And there are numerous councils across the country, and they all work slightly differently. And then there are what called responsible authorities that also need to be notified. People like the police, trading standards, environmental health, fire authority. We even have to notify the Home Office to prove that the person wishing to hold the licence has the legal right to work in the UK. So that application is made to the authorities. There's an application fee the council will charge you. And the cheapest application fee is £100. The most expensive, without going into multipliers, which I'll touch on, is £635. But that's when you've got an non-domestic rateable value of over 125 grand. So it's for the city centres and so forth. If you are in a major city centre and you are obviously benefiting from the traffic in that city centre, they can apply a multiplier of ×3 to that. So you could end up paying nearly £2,000 for your application fee. And that's chargeable whether whoever does it. Whether I do it or whether anyone else does it, there's always an application fee to the council. We still have to publish an advert in the local press that circulates round where that premises is, public notices section, telling people this is what this premises is doing. So there's a fee to pay for that. What I do with my clients is I will place the advert for them, I'll write the advert for them, and I get it far cheaper than you would do individually. The other two things you need for a premises license to be valid is a valid floor plan, an accurate floor plan, and that floor plan needs to reflect where the sale takes place, so the bar, the counter, if it's a shop, and if it's a pub or a restaurant, the licensable area, so where the customer is able to consume the alcohol that they've purchased. So you've got an area where the customers sit. It also reflects, if necessary, kitchens, toilets, entry, exit doors, and so forth. It's so somebody who's looking at the application in an office in a council somewhere can look at the plan and say, yes, I understand what this is all about, having read the application. The final thing you have to make a license valid is somebody needs to be qualified and trained as a personal license holder. Any premises license can be granted, but if there is no personal license holder attached to that license, it's not legal to sell alcohol. The two must marry together. You don't have to have your personal license details at the time of application. We just need to put down a name of this is the person who is going to be the personal license holder. But once you're able to apply that personal license number and the council that issued it, and that is put on the actual premises license, it becomes a valid document. Once the application is submitted to the council, I then take on a 28-day consultation for that application, whatever it may be. So the police may ring me up and say, we want to chat about this because we want to ask a few questions, we want to propose a few conditions, we want a video call, we want a face-to-face meeting on site because we want to go through a few things. All of that I deal with on behalf for the client. It's all agreed as an upfront fee. So whatever it takes to get through that 28-day process, I will do for them. I won't make decisions for them because it's their business. I will talk to them and say, look, the police have said we want A, B, C. A and B are good, but don't touch C because of this reason. And I'd discuss it with them and so forth. Then I would go back to the authorities and say, yes, we agree to this, or no, we don't agree to that. If you get to the end of the 28 days and we have outstanding objections, hearings are an inevitable part of the process. And a hearing is held within 20 working days after the end of the 28. So it can double the time. It can put another month to the whole process, and it can add to the fees. And it's a case of going before the councillors, as I said, we would go as the applicant and put our case forward to say why the application should be granted. The objectors would come along and say why it shouldn't, and there'd be a questions to and fro between the bench and ourselves and the objectors. And at the end of the day, the councillors then have that decision to make, whether to grant or not grant the licence. And that's where the only place a licence can be refused is in a hearing. So it's quite an integral part of the whole operation.